Hey everybody, Graybeard Gaming Podcast. This week we are going to talk about Collective Shout and some credit card companies. And then also there's a job opening at Sony for some very interesting stuff that we're going to talk about later. But first, as always, we're going to talk about what we've been playing. And this week we're going to start with Liam, because I think we started with David last week, right? Yeah.
Correct.
So Liam, what have you been playing so we can get into this crazy stuff?
I'll keep it short because I didn't actually play much this week.
Okay, David... No, I'm just kidding.
I was busy for a lot of it, so I had to go out and do things. I did check on... was it Call of Duty? And just, just the usual games that I play when you bounce around doing the seasonal stuff. Just checking stuff out. Call of Duty... They did a thing today. They actually separated Modern Warfare 2 and 3 outside of the COD HQ.
Yeah, I didn't know they were going to do that. I went to... I got some new IEMs. I got some crinkles. And so I'm like, hey, I'm going to play some Call of Duty and see how these things work. And yeah, you go into the HQ and you click on it and it goes, hey, download it. I'm like, I already have it downloaded.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing, but yeah.
Yeah. So you do have to re-download it, but they separated it entirely from the COD HQ.
All of them?
Modern Warfare 2 and 3.
Okay.
So Black Ops 6 is still in HQ, and Black Ops 7 will obviously take the spot.
Why? Why? What is the purpose of that?
I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know why they just don't get rid of the whole thing. I mean, the fact that 2 and 3 work like that proves we don't need it, so I don't know why they're so obsessed with it.
Did they think we're just not smart enough to know that, like, oh, I want to play this Call of Duty and not that Call of Duty?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's some back end that does help being unified, but yeah, I don't understand.
And let me say this real quick before we go forward, and just a reminder that Battlefield, any version of Battlefield, I think after Battlefield 1, you can go over to the left of your screen and click on whatever Battlefield you have installed and click on it. It will close your current one and open the other one. No other program needed. It's just in the game. So I don't know why they don't just do that. It's called a shortcut.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, right. But the good thing is really about this is Modern Warfare 2 and 3 actually get like a separate set of achievement lists now. So if anybody was wanting to complete them and have like a platinum trophy if you're on PlayStation, they actually have them now, because before, like, it was on COD HQ and it's weird because like the games were like DLC to this weird HQ that you had to download everything to, but now you can just download the game and be fine. So thank God for that. Like, yeah, just delete it, please. So I did, I got the other Call of Duties of that, and I was trying some Grounded 2 earlier.
Wait, is that out?
That came out today in preview.
Oh, okay. And
that's in preview
on Xbox.
On Xbox PC, yeah. So it it was very buggy, and no pun intended, because it was game preview. But it is really cool. You have this, it's like gnat fly thing that you can actually turn this little fly and like build stuff and look around. So it's like a scout mode sort of thing, and you can just have a look around, and that's cool. I haven't tried much yet, but there isn't a lot there yet, so that's going to be obviously built up over time.
That's a lot like the first one. The first one was kind of bare bones.
The first one wasn't the first one in preview for a while, like a really.
I think it's like 2 years, but they've got like another development team on this, so hopefully it'll be a little quicker.
Yeah, they even had the players kind of decide what they wanted this game to be when it came out. They were like, hey, we got this stuff, and maybe we, guys help us make a story out of it or something. I thought that was pretty cool.
Which is a great thing to do sometimes, and like give power to devs and players, like build something together. I think it was like 8 people started it,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Yeah, it was just a
Eight
handful. Yeah.
It was
Just a
8
handful of
tiny
people.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of them were over 3 feet tall. It was.
So, yeah, but yeah, it's blowing up on Steam already. I think it was like 50,000 people already playing it. So
Wow. Huh. Must be something to that survival.
Nice.
Genre.
yeah, people do like those survival games. David,
All right.
yeah, I haven't played much else really because I was busy for a lot of the week.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much what we're doing.
Well, this week
Nice.
you need to step it up. David, what have you been playing? I'm sure it's been doing...
Oddly enough,
Yeah.
I played Grounded.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I played Grounded 1.
Grounded 1, yeah.
I played
first
Grounded 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Dune. I'm actually getting, I don't know if you can see behind me, it's a little bit of a mess, but I'm getting new floors put in my house, and this is not my house, this is my studio, but
Right.
my house, I had to put some stuff from my house into here. I basically have to move out when I get my floors done.
Oh yeah, we've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I had to disconnect my computer and all that stuff. But there was one night where we were getting hit up by my wife's brother and girlfriend, and we're like, "We want to play with you. Can we play Grounded?" And I'm like, "Sure, but the rules are active, right? We got rules now, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." So we get on the game and we're playing the game, and they ask me questions, and I'm like, "Nope, can't help you. Sorry, I'm forbade to help you."
Gotta
but
gotta figure it out.
But I'm hungry and I want to eat, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna die.
Just watch them
And,
just drop one by one.
Honestly, swear to you, I was not trying to be a dick. I was just really trying my best to like not help them. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I wanted to give them a better experience. I couldn't help but feel like I was being a dick, you know. So we did a lot. We did some stuff. You know, I didn't like be like, I can't do anything for you. They were like, oh, where's this one item in the game? And I'm like, I kind of know where it is. If you follow me, I'll show you where it is, and we go together. You know, like they were looking for acorns. Oh, we want to make an acorn shield or whatever. And I'm like, all right, it's in the acorn tree over here. So I brought them over there. I had a good time. It was fun. I hadn't played Grounded in a really long time. It was cool. We played for a couple of hours, and then they were like, all right, we're gonna get off, we're gonna leave, and my wife's like, oh man, and I'm like, that means we have to get off. We have to get off too. We can't play at the same time.
Right.
And so they jump off, and my wife is still building the base for like 5-10 minutes. I'm like, Gina, you gotta get off. You can't build anything else. That's part of the rules. Don't do anything, So that was a couple of days ago. I did get a little bit of Dune in, but not as much as I would have liked. But me and the friend have been chatting on a Dune Discord and trading info and insight, and people are still pretty pissed about that end game. You have a lot of people. Yeah, you have a lot of people getting bored of the end game, and they're just kind of staying in the end game area to grieve people, like because there's really nothing else to. I mean, they've acquired all the spice. If spice is the last thing to get in the game, and you got all the spice, what's the point?
Idle hands.
Yeah.
Pick up sniper rifles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a couple of videos on that, and it looks like there's also I think the last couple of patches have introduced some new bugs that people are complaining about as well.
Yeah.
It'll get there. I mean, as long as there's as long as there's players, they'll get there. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that end game. How they're going to flesh that out.
Yeah, I think they had some kind of. Yeah, I thought they had some really interesting ideas to do stuff. I just feel like it's not really executed well enough.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So, but
well,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not in a position yet to be like, this game sucks. I'm still kind of like, upper tier, middle tier, upper tier.
Are they
area.
taking any? Well, is there any response on like their Discord? Are they engaged in the, in their own Discord, or is it just kind of like Marathon where it's just like spit out some shit every once in a while?
They put out some stuff. They try to tell you what they're addressing. I think last I saw, they said that they banned actually like a lot of players. I think they banned like something like 1,000 players or something because they were using exploits or they were duping items, and they were doing shady shit. I don't know if anybody who's a griever was getting banned, but I know that they were banning people, and then they were like fixing the map a little bit and putting things in certain areas, making things a little easier. The number one complaint I hear is that the assault ornithopter, as long as you have missiles in that thing, you can fire as many missiles as you want, and a lot of people, they don't use any of the fighting abilities or skills that you kind of like get throughout the game, and you get good at fighting. None of them are doing that. They're just rocketing people because it's just easy. You just get an ornithopter and just rocket forever.
Yeah, it sounds like a blast.
So you have a lot of people that are saying, limit the amount of limit the amount of rockets that an ornithopter can have, or take the ability away altogether. Me personally, this is my hot take, and it may or may not be a good idea, but this is my hot take. A lot of people are saying, fix the ornithopter, fix this weapon, or fix this, or fix that. This is too OP. I think that they should limit the amount of guild people. They should only have a guild of like 4 or 5 tops. I know people are like screaming at their screen right now as I say it, because right now you can have like a guild of like 20 or 30. So you have, you could have a small clan of like 5 people, 10 people, and they're trying to harvest spice. And next thing you know, a guild of like 30 show up and just start rocketing you. I literally watched a video of a guy who was like, I'm going to show you what endgame looks like. And it's just him and another guy in an ornithopter. And no lie, it's like 15 other ornithopters just buzzing around. Oh, my God. Like flies.
What were they thinking? Like, what?
Full rockets. Yeah, I mean, like, and he said in the video, he's like, there's really no way to compete with this. Like, you can't. It's not possible, So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, what's the point? Even if I am a PvPer, even if you can say to, I'm not a PvE type player. I am a legit PvP player. I really don't have. And you know what's really funny is, and this is another telling tale, telltale, the guy that I've been playing with, he's been sending me a couple highlights about the game, and he goes, hey, look at this. Look at this achievement, and it's like a very easy achievement to do. It's like one of the first achievements.
Yeah.
And it'll say only like 30 or 40% of players complete this achievement of like building or crafting the very first bike that you get.
Yeah.
And he was making the case that like he thinks a good chunk of people are just getting given this stuff by big guilds. Oh, join my guild. You're a new player?
Okay, that makes sense.
Just join my guild. Yeah, just join my guild. So it's like 60% of people aren't even playing the damn game. They're not even playing the game. They're joining a guild and getting everything right off the cuff, and then just like hanging out in the PvP. Or they could be like level 10, even though you could get up to like level 200. They're like level 10. They're flying around in like
that's
ornithopters.
Yeah,
it's really kind of And when he shows me that, I'm like, you kind of, it's like right there. It's like in plain, it's black and white, plain English. Like nobody's playing the damn game. They're just joining a guild, and then that's it. And the guild doesn't care. So
I can't. It's hard to believe that they didn't like have play testers or something that to maybe see that. It seems like these the same people that are like, oh my God, like Michael Myers is chasing me. Let me hide in that tool shed. I mean. Like, what do you think is going to happen when you give that many players the ability to take out a smaller number of players and then give them an area that they're just going to be sitting? I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Couldn't they like get like separate servers or something? Like if you're having a guild of like 30 people.
Yeah, so that's sorry, I think my connection is Shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have like 30 people in a guild, surely that's like you can make that like a big server and have like lesser servers, like 10 in a guild on other servers. You do that.
Well,
Yeah.
they ultimately probably will split the servers into like different types, maybe, right? Like PvE and
I
PvP.
I think that's probably the remedy they'll go with, and also the easy remedy to go with. They won't really
Yeah.
like change the game. They'll just make it so that people can have their own servers. Right now, you can have your own server, but the PvP area is shared. You can't like have your own
Yeah.
server and then have your own PvP area.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's how they kind of made it. Another big complaint that I'm hearing is they made it in the game where you can really steal stuff from other players. Like I can join a guild and just start stealing stuff from the guild. And there's an event log of an event log shows everything that was done in your base. I put a foundation down. It'll say who
Carl
put the
took all the
foundation down. It'll
rocks.
say
Yeah.
only thing is the only thing is it won't say when somebody took something out of a chest, and it won't say who took it out. And actually there was I think there was
Really?
there was some kind of Q&A from the devs,
Yeah.
and they said particularly they have no intention of fixing that. They want to make it where like you don't know who's stealing shit. So there's a lot of like mutiny in guilds. One YouTuber said that he knew another guild that literally was like crumbling from the bottom up because they couldn't figure out who was stealing stuff. And so they literally just disbanded the whole guild. And it was down to like 2 people. And it was like, I don't want to do this anymore because we don't know who's stealing stuff from us. We don't know who the rat is.
God, man.
So
what have we become? God.
I think they're really trying to experiment with something. I think this is like one massive social experiment with Dune, and it really sucks because I really like the aesthetic of Dune. I like the idea of Dune. I like the way the game plays. I like the way a game looks. But if they don't really address any of this shit, I kind of feel like they're headed down
I think that they should just abandon the MMO aspect to it and just let you run your own server. Not your own server, but you know what I mean, like your own parameters. And
that'll fix a lot.
Yeah,
that'll fix a lot.
And they already know how to do that because they do that with Conan Exiles.
They do it with Conan,
and maybe
exactly.
maybe they'll just and they'll have that one server for it's like, oh, you guys just want to go in there and kill each other. There you go, knock yourself out or steal all the stuff.
Right.
It's like Thunderdome. But man, that's interesting. I'm more interested about that than I am the game. Like where this is going. It's like how this is going to end up.
Just like the game
it's
lore,
like Hunger Games,
with people. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's fascinating for sure. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, I have been playing Destiny 2. And
what?
Great.
Destiny 2.
Did I say that? I guess I said that. Yeah. So I know I've said multiple times on this show that I'm not playing Destiny 2 again. I'm not giving them any money. Technically, I didn't. I got the expansion on Instant Gaming. So technically, I didn't. It's already been bought. So.
You got the new expansion, did you?
I did. I really did. And and by doing so, I just, as much as Bungie is a turd right now and has been for a long time, I guess I need to just be honest with myself and of course everybody out there that I'm a Destiny player. I mean, I guess I always will be.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they do something right if people still come back to it regardless. And the gunplay is just a great way in that game. It just is. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to have that time sucked away from me again if I went back into Destiny.
There's not another game like it. I have not found another game that is quite like Destiny 2. Whether that's Bungie's intention or just by sheer accident, it just I don't know. It's just one of those things. But playing the new expansion, I finished it last night or yesterday. Wait, no, that was Sunday. Yeah, I finished it Sunday, and I can honestly say that it's not great. It's really not great. I will say this one thing though, because you don't have to know what I'm talking about to understand this. But okay, so there's a character called Ikora Rey. You guys know who that is. Okay,
yeah.
She's kind of the center focus of this expansion.
Oh.
And I've always liked this character. You got Zavala that's just very stoic and very like, this is the only way we can do this, and this has got to be done this way. And then you got Cade Six that's just like, screw it, let's just shoot everything. And then you got Ikora Rey that kind of has like this calm confidence. You know what I mean? That's like, wait a minute, let's look at all our options and let's talk to so-and-so and maybe bring this other, kind of like a cool head of the group to just bring everything together. And I've always liked that about her. And Gina Torres, if you don't know, that's, the actress that's in Firefly with Nathan Fillion. She has always delivered it really well. And I just, her voice in that character, just fit. And the actress that replaced her when she went back to TV also did a fantastic job. Same kind of, slightly different voice, but the delivery was the same. So now, this character is voiced by Deidre Wilson. Now, if you don't know who Deidre Wilson is, you do. She's now in every game. She voices almost every female character. She's like the Pedro Pascal of voice acting now in games. And most notably, she was Savathun in The Witch Queen. She played the bad guy in Witch Queen, which was a lot of dialogue. And I have to say, she did an amazing job. She did some great work there. But every time I'm hearing Ikora Rey talk to me in my headset, it sounds like Savathun. And it's just, you don't take a bad guy's voice and put him in a beloved character. That'd be like Return of the Jedi. We're going to get James Earl Jones to just dub all of Luke Skywalker's voice because, we've got him on retainer, so we're just going to use him.
Unless it is a conspiracy and it is Savathun. I was like,
well, yeah, but that would be a little too obvious. I think it's more of that they probably had a contract with her, it wasn't fulfilled all the way, and they're like, well, we'll just use her for this because we give zero shits. So she does. She doesn't do a good job, and there's none of that cold confidence. Which that's what I call it. It's cold confident. It's like, I'm confident, but I'm going to be cool about it. Where like, warm confidence would be more like, I'm confident, so get out of my way. There's none of that. She sounds more like an academic. She's like spouting off all these words. Man, they just like throw every sci-fi word they ever made up all in this one thing, and they go overboard with it. And the writing is not good. It just, the gameplay and the levels and the missions, the mission structure, some of them are good, some of them are bad. They've got new mechanics that work in some missions and are kind of just really annoying in others. So it's kind of all over the place. And it's supposed to be a new stepping stone for like the, going forward. Like the final shape was the final shape. Right, it was done. It was like, this is what it leads up to. Everything led up to this. Bam, we did it. Beat the bad guy. This is like the new threat. This is, and I'll say this, not being a writer, but being a fan of good writing for all of my life. When you take a franchise and you end it, right? Say like Star Wars. Okay, everything's done. Return of the Jedi. Put a bow on it. Man, it's done. Everything tied up. All the loose ends. Blah blah blah. Then what comes after that should be something fresh and new. But it also should have, the stakes don't have to be higher, but the antagonist has to be better. You have to come in with the bad guy that is bad. That is like, you need to start with the bad guy. It doesn't need to be, cloaked. It should be like, here's the bad guy. Holy shit, I can't wait to beat this whatever. And they just didn't do that. They failed in that miserably. And I think that that's what a lot of people are, as far as the story, it's just kind of, it's like, what exactly is going on here? It can be complicated, but it's simple. The story itself is very simple. However, if you break it down, but it's almost like this is too simple to be Destiny. So let's put in a dialogue that just is all over the place and doesn't really even need to be there half the time, and so it just feels like there's a smaller group working on it, and the writers that are just all new writers, and they're kind of taking it in their own direction.
Probably hard, to be honest, if they were planning to finish Destiny anyway, or at least Destiny 2.
No, I mean, that's not the plan. This, we kind of speculated. It's like, oh, well, the final shape, they must be working on Destiny 3. No, they're not. Not at all. And that's kind of like, what are they doing? They're just going to do expansions for this and this. Now, I will say on Steam, I said earlier or last week, I created a new character on Steam. So I don't have anything, I don't have anything in my vault. I'm just like, just new, just like I just bought it, never played it before. They have a new entry point that it has kind of like a little tutorial to it and everything, which is great. But of course, there's no way to go from there to, referring to characters that are long dead and all this other stuff. But anyway, I did have fun with it. The expansion is, I think it's, if you're a Destiny fan, it is worth playing. But it just kind of, worries me where they're going to go with this and what direction they're going to take it. But anyway, I've been playing a lot of that.
That's what always lost me. That's what always, exactly what you described is what lost me with the story. I sort of lost interest with the story. It was always, it just always felt like it's not just that, but it always just felt like they were like elevating you as a character, and then like when some new thing came out, it was like pushing you down. And it's like all the progress you made, it's like, oh, it's really for nothing, because we're just gonna strip you of your power, and then you have to get some new kind of power, and that's what's gonna defeat this new guy, And it was, and then we're gonna kill Cade, and we're gonna do this, and it's just like a series of like unnecessary shit with like no real like definitive goal. Like it really just got to the point where it was like, it doesn't really matter what you do, because they're just gonna rearrange everything later. And I personally think and I don't know if they did, I can't even remember if they did this, but like, I almost felt like they introduced all of the factions like sort of right away. Like all the factions were sort of like right away. And then anytime they came out with something new, it was like, okay, now you're going to fight this faction. Like, this is the bad guy. They're all bad guys, but this one, so it's like, oh, you're getting, the boss is a Cabal this time. Oh no, the boss is the boss is this one.
It's a
rotation.
And that
one, it's whereas if they would have just gave some story where it's like, you're gonna fight this faction and this is the boss, and then a new faction comes in and now you're fighting that one faction, instead of introducing all factions simultaneously.
They do this big time in this. It's kind of like, oh, you're fighting the Elixni, right? The Fallen. Wait, they're our friends. No, not these guys. These guys are different.
Yeah.
And then the Vex come in. It's like, hey, wait, what are the Vex doing here? Oh, they must be here for this something, right? And then it's like, oh, somebody's controlling them. Like, wait a minute, they're a collective. I didn't know they could be controlled by one person. Okay, whatever, let's go with it. It's like they're making this shit up as they go while they're making the game.
Yeah.
But again, that's another thing. That's a good thing to bring up, is that you are fighting the same. There are some new variants, of.
There'll always be variants of them.
Right. There's like a couple of new variants of the Fallen. But all in all, you're fighting the same enemies. You can, with an expansion, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is you're starting over, right? Just having a new enemy. It can just be one enemy. It doesn't have to be 8. It can just be one enemy and just have different variations on that. would really invigorate this whole franchise. But they failed at that too. They just throw in the same old shit, you know.
Yeah.
There's not much that is really. It doesn't feel. Playing the game, it does not feel new. There doesn't feel like any kind of refresh or new story. You know, it's kind of like watching. And I use Star Wars again. It's like watching The Force Awakens. It's like, hey, this is the same fucking story. Like this is the same. This is look. This is going to happen. See, told you. Cause I saw this in 1977. They're doing the same thing in a way that it's just, you know, oh, here's the enemy. Well, you know, nothing really happens at the end of it because then it's expansion. Wait till next season. Oh, nothing really happened. Wait till next season. Then that season is going into that season. It's going to lead up to the next DLC that comes out, I think, like maybe December, which will be, of course, delayed into, March or something like that. So, it's I don't know, man. It's just it's a little difficult. It's a little hard to be a Destiny 2 player, and I feel for players of like WoW. Like you said, your brother-in-law that's been playing WoW since and that's all he plays?
That's all he plays. Yeah.
What does he feel about WoW right now? I mean, I'm sure there's been highs and lows and, you know, it's difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it's like Destiny 2, it's hard to love you. It's just, you know, it's like you keep
yeah, I mean, this ups and downs with just about any game, but there are games that sort of tickle this kind of part of your brain that you can't get enough of. You know, like you said in the last podcast, you know, you like grinding and crafting and mining. Like I can do that for days and just never get tired of it. And the ones that do that part really, really well, even if the game is kind of shitty, I'll still kind of like gravitate to it in a way.
Yeah.
You know, cause I get it just tickles a part of my brain. But like Destiny, I mean, I really like Destiny, and in the very beginning, I was really into it, and I even had like a crew of people that I used to play with. But then it just like I said, the story it was just all over the map, and then on top of that, it was like you're doing all these like 20 missions, 30 missions. And they're all just kind of like all over the place. And you always hear this, as soon as you finish a mission, it's like, we pushed the Vex back again. You did it. You know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I did it like 40 times, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't going to get me any closer to like some real goal. I'm just pushing these people back over and over and over and over and over again. It doesn't really tie into any real story. Me getting some fucking orb isn't gonna mean shit.
Yeah.
You know, because the fucking whatever, the Hive are just gonna get some new sword. Ew. You know, and I'm just like, this is I started to realize there's really no point.
Yeah.
You know, other than looking cool when I do my special or getting some cool gun. Like that's really the only reasons why I'm playing this game.
I think it's
for me.
Yeah. I think when it was the funnest, it was kind of part of the old Bungie, the old Bungie that was kind of like we're doing this by the seat of our pants because we love doing it and we know that this is going to be fun. When this is, you know, when we get this out or when we, you know, do this, it's going to be fun. Yeah. And now I just feel like it is just part of it's just a corporate, you know, just wheel. And just churning out, you know, stuff. So,
I feel the same about like Diablo. Diablo 4.
Yeah,
it feels a very, very same to me. Like
very corporate.
It's the same stuff.
Yeah,
same stuff every season. The thing that draws me though is the fact that I can build a character and just wipe out enemies on the map. That's just fun. Now that tickles my part.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Apart from that though, like there's no story. There's nothing to do outside of that, really.
Yeah. It's that power trip. That's Destiny 2 as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know.
Yeah.
But when you lose that, anyway. Well, that's what I've been playing. That's really the only thing I've been playing. I even got I I got invited to play a game called Ash and Steel, which is like a role playing game, third person role playing game, kind of akin to a Bethesda game, like right down my alley. And I'm like, yeah, I'll play that in a minute. And then like 5 hours have passed, and I think I missed the the play test time or something. I'm like, good, I got, I need help. I need a support group. So let's move on to this story, because I'm really curious to see what you guys think about this. Okay, so there is a group called Collective Shout, and I looked up their website, and they're not evil by any means, but what they do is, what their goal is they basically, let me get their mission statement here. Their voices against like sexual exploitation of women and girls, right? Which that's a good cause.
Yeah.
And they've talked about their achievements of getting billboards taken down that sexualize women, and then children's clothing withdrawn from selling. And I haven't gone clothes shopping with my kids in quite some time, but there's been some stores, and I'm walking them like, you are not buying clothes in there.
Yeah.
And then also sexually violent games banned, and that's where this comes in. So a couple of days ago, they wanted some games removed from Steam, and they have kind of a short list here of games that, and we're going to replace. This is YouTube. We can't say the R word, so we're going to replace it with raccoon. I don't know, just another R word. Okay, so a lot of these games that were removed are most likely garbage. They are in the adult section. A lot of them have the title like incest, daddy, stepmom, that kind of stuff. But anyway, they wanted these games gone. These games are legal in the U.S. They're also abide by the terms that Steam has put on the developers, but they couldn't get them taken off because of that. So they went to MasterCard, Visa, and PayPal and had a ton of signatures to complain to them about these games. So MasterCard, Visa, and PayPal basically went to Steam and said, you need to pull these games or we're pulling our service, which means that no one will be able to buy a game on Steam using Visa, MasterCard, or PayPal. That's a pretty hefty issue. So they were forced to take those games off. No statement there. Also, there's another website called itch.io, which had similar games, and they were also forced to take those games off. Not forced. I don't want to use that word. Not forced, but told if they don't take them off, then they will also get their service pulled for processing credit cards. So they had to take those off. So what do you guys think about this?
What is this group? Is this a religious group?
No, it's a nonprofit group run by women that are, again, like I said, they're they just basically go after people that are they feel like are harming women and children using advertising, games, and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, this is like free speech. Like, this is like stopping free speech. Like, video game being able to create something, the way you feel like you want to create it. I mean, that's your freedom. You know what I mean? Like, I should be able to like make a game. And you know what else too is like, yeah, we could talk about games that have smut in them, which is shitty. But like, you also have games like that are pretty gory and disgusting. Doing like really grotesque things. I can't even remember. I think it was called Scorn or something like that. Was just like
Oh,
very
Scorn was
Oh man, it was
that was very graphic.
Creepy and gross. And then on top of that, you have like we talked about Dune. You have games that like openly encourage bullying, in a lot of ways, But again, it's like, I guess what I guess I feel a little conflicted because I understand that like they want to make a difference in some way. I just kind of feel like they're going about it the wrong way, I give you an example. Like, I have a family member that, whose son is of age to play. He's older. You know what I mean? He's not 18, but he's not 10. You know what I mean? And they won't let him watch or stream. They won't let him stream. They won't let him have friends on Xbox. And they constantly say, there's bad people out there. There's bad people out there. You can't, you know what I mean? And I'm like, you're really just sheltering him. You're not really giving him the tools to help him.
What's going to happen when he does get out there?
Right. What's going to happen when he meets like a drug addict, homeless guy coming out of a gas station? Hey, man, how you doing, man? Let me get some, how he's not going to have, he's not going to have the mental fortitude and capacity to be able to deal with somebody that's treating him in a social way that he's not familiar with. Nobody's ever
with. Right.
Nobody's ever spoken to me like this.
Right.
I don't know how to react. Or even worse, you're gonna get somebody who's very intelligent and manipulative.
Oh, absolutely.
And that person's gonna say all the right things, and you're just gonna believe them. Yep. Because you've never experienced anybody deceiving you before. You know what I mean?
Like, hey, Mom, I met this guy that wants to make a movie. He's gonna pay me $50. Bye, gotta go.
And he's got candy in his van. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, exactly.
You need to be able, number one, to understand what they're saying, and then number two, you need to be able to understand that you can walk away. You can walk away. You can leave. You have whatever social tools at your disposal to like get out of the situation. I feel like I don't know. I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but I kind of feel like it sort of relates to this. It sort of relates to this.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to say why, because one of the things that they try to do is to put age restrictions, or I guess on like porn sites, they're trying to get everybody to, require like age whatever, like make sure you're 18 plus, whatever, because they want to protect children from pornography. Now.
Yeah, I mean,
go for it, because I have something to say about that. But finish what you were saying.
Well, no,
so I had to throw that in. They are doing that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, again, it's the same thing. Like, I have the same feeling. It's often like it's very similar to, like, it was always very difficult for me to understand, like, when parents smoke weed with their kids, right? Like, on one hand, I feel kind of way about it. But on the other hand, I totally get it. Because the parent is like, you're going to do this shit anyway. And there's no way I'm going to stop you from doing this shit.
Yeah.
You're going to do it. And you know what? I'd much rather you do it and be safe and be comfortable and understand what you're doing and understand the drug and what it does to you, and not be with people that could take advantage of you. So I totally get in that sense of that, and it's the same. And I'm not saying watch porn with your kids. I'm not saying watch porn with your kids.
What did you say? Say that again.
I'm not saying watch porn with your kids, but I'm saying that is sort of like you educate. Education is really the most important thing.
Yes, and that,
don't take it away from them. We didn't. We took alcohol away from people, and look what happened. Look where we are.
Yeah,
what I mean? We have
they
prohibition.
Made it in their basement and all went blind.
They made it, and they fucking made tunnels in New York where they can smuggle alcohol. Like, taking it away from them is not going to fix anything.
Well, to go back to what you just said, because this is what I had a problem with. When you're trying to protect children from like pornography and stuff like that, yeah, that's important. Okay, but as a dad, fuck off. Like, that's my job. That is, if we have a computer in the house and I have children in the house, that is my responsibility to make sure that what they're doing on the computer is homework and not just going off. That is a parental responsibility.
Yeah.
It is not a outside source nonprofit organization to do that.
100%.
And again, that's because we have liberties in this country that we also need to take the responsibilities for them. When those responsibilities are taken away from us, guess what? You also lose the liberties. So that's, as a parent, again, no. The parents should be doing things like that. That's not their job to do that. So yeah, we totally agree with that.
You know, like, if you really want to combat this, punishing people for consuming it is not the option. Is not the way to go. You need to like go. It's they're not doing it because this is the hard way, but it's the right way. Is to go inside of the thing and change the status quo. You know, make your own games that show positivity. Make your own games that show women in a much more stronger.
I think we got like a whole year and a half of that. It didn't go.
No, I'm sure we do. I'm sure. Well, I'm sure we do.
No,
I'm
see
sure
what
we
you're
do.
saying. Yeah.
Well, you know what? And this is the problem is that like, I think that people have like really good intentions, but they don't have the right sort of mindset. And it's like sometimes they'll make a game and they'll make a strong female protagonist, and it's like, let's make her like a man. She's not a fucking man.
Right.
She's her own person.
It's like, why did you even make her female if she's going to act just like a man? Right.
Exactly. Like. Right. I mean that doesn't make her special. It makes her like everybody else.
Well,
you know, like
yeah. To get back on the topic though, it's you know, I think a lot of that they don't really have anything to do with that, right? They're not trying to change like gaming. What they're doing is they're targeting games that have we can't say the R word on it. We're going to use raccoon. It's got raccoons in it, right? And incest, I don't think is. I don't know where that falls under the terms of service as far as Steam. Now, Steam has changed their terms of service, obviously, to incorporate other things, like being a little bit more specific. Maybe it's like in what they're doing. So you know that's probably good on them. It's like, wait a minute, maybe this is a loophole, and we'll fix it. So yeah,
there should be some protections.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like all bets are off and like 8-year-olds should be able to download whatever they want. Not saying that.
No,
but actively taking shit away is like not gonna fix.
Yeah, I mean, if you have an 8-year-old at home and they have their own Steam account and they're downloading these games, that's on your parents.
That's you. Yes, you're not doing your job.
You're not doing anything apparently. Like you know, you need to get involved and educate yourself on what your kids are doing. But it's well, you know, and of course, when you're talking about like raccoons, that's a slippery slope, right? If I think what they think these games are, or maybe they are, I don't know. The list looks like a bunch of just like $1 or $2 just crap that probably the same two studios make. You know what I mean? Just like churn out a bunch of garbage that they think people like. Anyway, but if it's relevant to the game, much like it would be relevant to a movie, you know, you can't just take that out. You can't just say no, there's none else. Now, if it's a simulator or if it's like, you know, that is the objective to the game, then maybe that's an issue. Maybe that's not, you know, maybe that's borderline what you shouldn't be doing. I don't know.
Yeah, I will say some of those games are doing exactly
that. Okay.
I understand the point of them trying to remove them because I hate those games, you know, because I've seen some of the news covering them and like things like that, and that I don't think that should be something that just should be made. And
Yeah.
when you say, "Oh, but freedom of speech, freedom of expression," no, there are. I think there should be some limits to what we make and what we want.
I agree.
Whoa, wait a minute, though. Wait. Okay, now, that right there, what you just said, this is the core of it. You, as an individual, subjectively think that these things are wrong and shouldn't be there. Okay? Now, I happen to agree with you, but that's the problem. When you have... as long as they're not illegal and they're not depicting things that are illegal, then there's no reason why you can't have them on there. You don't have to buy them and you don't have to play them. But again, when it's down to a couple of people deciding on what is morally wrong and morally right based on very limited information, then it's a problem, because that is the problem here. They went to MasterCard, Visa, and PayPal and forced them to do that. Now, you guys, I put it on you, but you're missing something. How the fuck is Visa in control of what you can sell and what you can't sell as long as it is legal? What the hell? Yeah. Like, aside from what this is and what the product is, where are we now?
Yeah, that whole thing was weird as well. The fact that is Visa and MasterCard even doing it. Like, okay.
Now this is ongoing too. There's new information as we're recording this, so this may be like next week. May have to cover this one. But right now, a lot of people are. There's also a new group called Collective Action that is now writing multiple letters to MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, and going, what the fuck, dude? Like, what gives you the authority to tell someone what they can and can't sell? And why are you using your service as a threat to pull those things when they're abiding by the terms of service and legal in that state? So it doesn't matter what it is. It could, again, I think these things are stupid. I worry about people that actually like this stuff. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm also the same, and I use this all the time. It's like if you live in a town and you want to give a permit to people that want to have a gay pride parade, then you do it. But you also got to give it to the people that like the KKK that also want to have a peaceful demonstration. Even though you don't agree with that, you have to give it to them, because you can't. It's not up to you to decide on who gets a permit and who doesn't, because both groups have the same liberties and because they live in the same country. That's what we have here. And in the UK, it's the same way.
Yeah.
If you have the same liberty to do A, B, and C, then whose authority is it to tell you that you can't do that? Visa?
Well, yeah. Visa, apparently. I don't get too much into the politics of everything, because I hate politics anyway, but the government's also doing that as well over here.
Yeah, that's a whole different... Yeah.
They're also trying to limit some stuff that we're doing.
Yeah.
That's a whole...
Australia does that. They get half the games that are out. They can't... You can't even buy them there.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But
the toilet bowl is flushed the other way around, too.
yeah, they're upside down. So I think that instead of having like these other companies try to force what we can or can't have, I think the stores, as well as just parents as well, have to know what's going on. Like, we can have a game like GTA. Yes, you can run people over. Yes, you can shoot people. Yes, you can go to all the strip clubs. But there is a story there. There is a world. There is stuff that you can do. That's not the point of the game. There's loads of stuff that you can do. When the point of the whole thing is to raccoon, why should that even be legal to? Why should that even be legal to make?
Well, that's that's half the issue, right? And I think that's partly on the stores to make sure that their terms of service are very clear to these developers. That if that's what it is, and they shouldn't have. There was a game called and this was all over the news. The game No Mercy that had that in there. You could force this on a female character, and then eventually Steam, they pulled it. And they're like, whoops, and they said it didn't fall into their terms of service. So they pulled it. They didn't have to tell the developer anything. They were just able to pull it. Now these things, I guess skirt by, but it's. I don't know what happened between Collective Shout and I keep wanting to say Collective Soul, Collective Shout and Steam. It doesn't say on their website. Did they even approach Steam? Did they ask Steam? It's like, hey, you got all these games. Are you sure this is like legit? Because this is what we do, and these don't look legit. There's nothing about that. Nobody has said anything. Yeah. Have they done this previously, or did they just go to Mom and go, Mom, they're selling games I don't like? Mm-hmm. If so, that's an issue, and that's the problem I have with a lot of these groups. A lot of these groups that are they think they are doing good by changing things they think are bad. Now, I happen to agree with a lot of it, but that's beside the point. And we have to be really careful about who is able to take a game down. Or you said GTA. What if Visa determines that GTA is not something that they want to process as a payment? And they go to Rockstar and go, we're not going to let you use Visa on your website, and we're going to all the other ones. Like if they're buying GTA, then you're not using a Visa.
Yeah, that is the slippery slope when you go to Visa or go to like a higher.
Their goal is to make sure that the bank and their customers are taken care of, and they're not buying anything that's either illegal or fraudulent. Neither one of these games, none of them were illegal. None of them were fraudulent. So what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
That is a huge problem. That is a very huge problem. I saw it. Of course, I didn't read it, but there was a headline that says Australia may be suing these credit card companies because they directly went against their laws in that country.
Right.
Australia, like the ones that, it's like
it was about everything.
Like they don't even they don't. I'm sure those games weren't even available in Australia. But if they pulled them, then they're breaking somebody's law. So this is why we're talking about this. It's not the games that the 17,000 adult games. Jesus, that's a lot of games. How many is on there that's adult? There's like 60,000 games on there. What's the percentage of them being adult games?
I mean, what counts as adult anyway?
Yeah, what counts as adult?
Are we talking like adult? Like these games?
Ding
is
Dong
Warhammer adult?
Like
is Warhammer adult?
No, it has actual sexual content in it. You actually have
There is a portion of Steam that I have just
boo-boos and poo-poos.
I have not seen. I have not seen this part of Steam. I swear.
Yeah, there is literally a checklist on Steam to say, hey, show me.
When you
Oh, really?
I did that when I first got Steam. I downloaded a demo of something, and it was something. Oh God, what's the Lovecraft, right? And it was under horror. And I'm like, oh, this is like a Lovecraftian thing. Okay. And, I just downloaded it and whatever. No, it was actually love crafting. Like, with some, there was some tentacle things. It was very weird.
Well, how grindy was this game?
It was well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, after
how much am I going to mine a lot? Am I going to craft a lot? Am I like this?
Oh, I deleted after 13 hours. So,
I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of anime games that are just free. So
well, you can go go into your store preferences and uncheck it, and it won't show you any of that stuff. I'm sure some people are like, uncheck everything, click adult, But again, just because we don't agree with it or we don't, that's not like a game genre that we, play or want to, admit to it. I mean, if you do, knock yourself out. Who are we to judge?
But
We're not
Well, I think that's what
Visa.
they're doing, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not MasterCard. Yeah, but it's you know, it's one of those things. It's like if you don't agree with something, it doesn't mean that somebody else isn't enjoying it. We seem to have this culture now of just like if something seems to be bad, maybe bad, or if I don't know, men enjoy it, it's got to go away. We got to destroy it.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
Yeah.
You know, it's a problem. And
Yeah. And I. Yeah.
you know, and this just like this group probably does good things. They probably do, but that's kind of the gray area there is that who's in charge of that and what is their agenda and how far do they push it? And if like Julie's in charge and you know somebody else comes in and their agenda is completely different and they start just trying to wipe out everything, you know, and using these credit card companies to do so, where does that leave us? Who's protecting us? Who's protecting that next game that comes out that's like GTA or Space Marine 3, you know, that's violent and, you know, overly masculine and, you know, if they don't like those, are they just going to, you know, just keep them from being released? That's the bigger question, and that's you know, I guess what this collective action is doing. On a positive note, we all know what happens when an outside source starts messing with gamers. That doesn't go well for them. It's like,
angry.
Yeah, some of these guys are really they take it personally, and they will hold a grudge, and they're like a tick, man. They won't let it go. They will not let it go.
And then you get Zavala fucking telling you pushed collective back one more time.
One more time. Wait
Great
till tomorrow.
job.
Come back next season. Yeah, so, you know, who's right and wrong? It's not really for us to decide on that, but it is who's protecting the rights of people that are just buying games. So,
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
I still think there needs to be a massive push for parents to be just more involved, man.
Yeah,
Just
after school specials,
definitely,
man.
Yeah.
Bring them back. After school specials.
They need to be, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, it's just, you know, if your kid's gonna watch porn, it's just gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need to tell them, like, listen, this isn't the real world. This is not what.
Yeah, you need to let them know what it is and how to identify it.
Yeah. You're gonna watch. Listen, you're gonna watch this shit, and I'm telling you, you're gonna see some really crazy shit. But I'm telling you right now, this is not how you treat people in the real world.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like me and your mother. This isn't how me and your mother met. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't really happen. You know what I mean? You need to understand.
Like, see
that
this picture? Your mother never does this anymore.
Yeah. or even the. It's really crazy. I mean, I remember seeing a video of like a kid playing Ark and just crying his eyes out because somebody raided him, and the mom was just he was screaming at his mom, and the mom was like, "Well, then just don't play that game. Just don't play that game." And I'm like, "You don't understand what he's playing. You're telling him just don't play that game. You don't understand the game he's playing is actively promoting and bullying, and it's allowed. It's actually welcomed." Yeah. For somebody else to come into your base and just start stealing your stuff, you know.
Isn't that game 17 plus too? I mean, isn't that a mature title?
Probably, yeah.
See, that's the issue that I've had with that. And have I told you the story that when Black Ops 2, you guys remember the campaign from Black Ops 2? There was a Russian roulette scene in it. It was very gory. It was very okay. I'm at GameStop and by myself, and there's a woman there, and her like 9-year-old kid, right, is like coming in. He's like, "Oh, I got a pre-order." It's like, "What is it?" It's Black Ops 2. And the guy behind the counter's like, he looks at mom and goes, "This is a mature title." And she's like, "That's okay. I'm buying it for him." I'm like, "Okay." So, you know, like I did my job. So I say, "Ma'am, I know it's none of my business, but that game has just a huge amount of just gory violence in it that is very adult. Like, we're talking like Pulp Fiction stuff. So I mean, I don't let my kids play that. And she looked at me and she's like, well, mind your own business.
Yeah.
And
Let me raise my kid how I want to raise my kid.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wouldn't let my kids play that now. They're in their 20s. So,
yeah.
You can try, but some parents just, don't. Yeah. But I seriously doubt. I can see this mom going home and going, there's your game, honey. Go play your game. I'm going to go here with, I'm going to be over in my bedroom with Mr. Bottle of Merlot. But it's, you have to let parents do their job. If you can't just take everything away, it's not proven to be good, like in like some cities that, in New York, you can't own a gun in New York or something like that. Like I just drove across the state and just, shot some people.
You can. It's just ridiculously hard to get one.
Okay. Well, apparently not in Las Vegas. A lot of loopholes. Yeah. So, there's a lot of areas there that you just can't, with having freedom and again, liberties, laws that protect you and not take things away. You have to take those, and you just have to use your common sense instead of trying to just make everything legislative.
I think that what we need is for people to be educated and just know what's going on. Like parents need to know what's going on with their kids. They need to know what they're looking at. They need to.
Yeah, exactly.
They need to know what's on the internet.
Stop handing them your phone and then just letting them do whatever with it.
Don't be like, hey, just do that. Mommy's going for a drink.
Yeah. You gotta know what they're doing and what they're involved in. Any kid that's gotten in super major trouble or have been doing A, B, and C, and the parents are like, I had no idea. How do you not have an idea? How do you not know what your kids are doing? It's
and obviously you won't see
watching them.
You won't see everything that your kid does, but you have to educate them, educate yourself.
Yeah, don't hide everything from them. Just like David said, you have to kind of show them this stuff. That's what, again, after school specials. Did you guys, Liam? You probably didn't have those, but we had those. Man, we'd watch those in school. It's like, watch this. Here's Helen Hunt. She's on PCP and she's going to jump out a window. I was like, what the hell? I'm not doing that. Right. Even there was an episode.
I had some wild stuff at school to be shown to me. To be honest, we're talking about like parents should know what their kids are watching. That school actually was showing.
I know some of the stuff I watched at school is like, I might throw up. There was an episode of Different Strokes where there was a older man that was like interested in Arnold. You know what I mean? Like this was a real episode, and it was like he said something. I
think I remember this.
Yeah, he said something. He's like, "Hey, stick around. I got some toys and this." And he's like, "Oh, I gotta go." And he felt real weird about it, and he's like, he wasn't sure if he would tell his dad or not. And of course, he did, and then they arrested his ass. So that was a show that I watched with my family, and after watching that episode, I'm like, shit. Like, I got to look out for that too. Like, it made me aware of it. And they didn't even have to say anything. But, I don't know. It's just a different age. We can't, again, it's just about having, making sure that these things are not illegal.
The school that I went to, and I must have been, 14?
Yeah.
Maybe younger.
Yeah.
They showed me American History X.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Yeah.
We watched Clash of the Titans, which had full frontal nudity.
So
and it was
you can either make it entertaining for the kid, or you can just traumatize them and be like, oh.
I hate mythology. Hello. Yeah.
You know what, too? Like everything doesn't have to necessarily be a lesson, though. You know what I mean?
No.
Not everything has to be like, okay, son, sit down. I'm gonna teach you about. You could just be more involved in whatever the kid does. Like I can guarantee you,
Yeah.
like 9 times out of 10, you ask some parent about, oh, is your kid in little league? Is your kid in soccer? And they'll be like, yeah, my kid's in soccer, and they'll name you all the kids on the team.
Yeah.
They'll name you all the kids' damn score, everything. And then you ask him, hey, by the way, when he gets home, what does he play any games? Oh yeah, he plays stupid video games. Well, what game does he play? I have no idea.
No idea.
He knows everybody on his soccer team, but he
Yeah.
has no idea what the kid is playing. And it's like, you don't understand. You're picking and choosing what you want to be involved with the kid. You should be involved in everything.
Yeah, you can't pick
Everything.
and choose. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the kid is playing the video games. Play the video games with him. You know, I remember seeing a very it was like a quick YouTube video of like Terry Crews. You know, Terry Crews,
Oh,
Yeah.
the Jack
Big-
guy.
big
He's like
dude.
his kid is super into video games. So him and his kid bought parts for a PC and put the PC together.
Yeah.
He's like, I have no idea anything about PCs. And he built a PC with his son, and they play video games together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's hard because like I watch these parents, and it's like you're so far removed from the generation. You just refuse to like to get into it at all. And it's like, you don't have to like it, but you just have to kind of do it because it's what your kid likes.
At least, educate yourself, on what they're
Yeah.
into and what they're doing.
What's happening in the world now? What's happening in the world? What is
Man,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. We used to play with a kid, Destiny 2, as a matter of fact, or Destiny 1, and he was like 7 years old, right? And my wife was like, I'm pretty sure his parents are like with the cartel. I'm like, just good. Like, he would be up at any given time at night playing Destiny. He was always on, and we would ask him, it's like, are your parents okay? Like, are you did they leave you there alone or something? Like, and he would say, no, they're here, and he'd talk about his house, like all of the bedrooms, and apparently it was a very large house. But again, had no idea what this kid was doing. Like 2:00 in the morning, he'd be on playing. I'm like, are you even do you even go to school? Again, I can't be that kid's dad from over a video game, but still, their parents obviously had no idea, or maybe he was just happy that he was doing something. I don't know, but so this story is this is gonna be ongoing. It's gonna be interesting to see what's going on. Again, we don't condone anything with raccoons in it. Especially video games and stuff. We're not talking about the content of the games. We're talking about why these things were pulled and what's next. So, But before we get out of here, we got to talk about this. This is actually really cool. And I tipped my mic for the first time. So there's an ad for a job opening at Sony that apparently they want a manager to manage all of the games. Or which games, some games, maybe all, we don't know, going to Nintendo, Xbox, PC, and of course PlayStation. Now, that means that they definitely have plans to take their games to Xbox. They've already done Helldivers 2. And what do you guys think about this?
it's about fucking time.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. I've been calling this for ages, and it's clear where they're just following the money. That's literally it. Because I see, Twitter absolutely blew up, and it's like, how could they do this to us? How could they do this to PlayStation?
Oh my God, yeah.
And it's like, no, companies just want the profit. They don't care about anything else.
Well, I saw one guy say exclusives are great for consumers. I'm like, explain how that is good for consumers. And what universe is that?
I get the argument for some exclusives because that studio I think it might be for more because for example, like the PS3, it was a hard time for developers, for a lot of it.
Oh God, yeah.
But
The IBM
but when
processor.
when Sony developers worked on that thing, holy crap, the stuff that it could put out. Like,
Yeah.
so when you can work with it like completely, yes, that like does make the
Yeah, but
hardware
we're
really
past
does.
that now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we're past that now because now we're essentially just playing on PCs. Even consoles are PCs.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
they're like, and Sony just saw like, hey, Microsoft has like 6 games out of our top 10. I think people are buying them, so maybe we could sell our games as well as more, because
why
clearly
not?
our players aren't.
Yep.
How many PS5s are out there? The number is actually very confusing, but like 70 million, 80 million,
Something
whatever.
like that, maybe.
I don't know, because the sales number, I don't know.
Yeah.
But even if it was 80 million, Astrobot sold 2 million.
Yeah.
Who's buying it?
Well, Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man only sold, what, 11?
No, Spider-Man 2 did. Spider-Man 1 sold 22 million.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2 sold 11 million.
Yep.
So these sales aren't going up.
No, they're going down.
And then they need to make a profit out of these games, which half the industry is shutting down.
Yeah.
How many games are getting cancelled? How many studios are shutting down or laying off? You need to make the money. Simple as that.
Yeah. I just gotta laugh so hard at all these people on social media for years fighting each other. Who's gonna win the console war? No, Sony's the best. Xbox is the best. Nobody ever thought that they would just give up. Both of them. Just
Look,
let's put our games on each other's platforms.
Who wins?
It doesn't matter.
Everybody. Yep.
Yeah. Actually, I think technically Nintendo won, because they're like, hey, we're okay in our corner. I'm Nintendo if you want to play Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It
Nintendo.
hasn't granted them yet.
Yeah, they're still a piece of shit company. God dang. But yeah, I agree with that. This is a win for everybody.
Right.
I think it's great. I would love to see Spider-Man on Xbox. I would love to see.
I bet that's the next game.
I hope so. Spider-Man should be enjoyed by everybody.
Yeah, especially Spider-Man, because that license from Marvel must cost a lot of money.
It does. Somebody said that like they take 30%. That can't be right, but 30% of sales goes to Disney. I don't know. Maybe I can see them doing it.
I believe that.
So what? Sony are like getting like 40% if they put it on PC.
Steam takes 30%, I think, or 20%, something like that. So there's 60% of their sales. If it's like I said, that can't be right. It's probably lower, but especially since they do all the work, it's like Disney doesn't have to do anything. They just own it. But I don't know. There's probably some kind of deal there.
Even Sony Pictures were thinking about selling Spider-Man to Disney.
Yeah, Disney has offered to buy it multiple times because that deal was made before they owned Marvel.
Because Sony cannot make their own Spider-Man movies without them being complete failures.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, not the Spider-Man movies, the other movies they made. Venom was okay, and the rest were terrible.
Oh, God. That's just, Sony, I've said this multiple times, but Sony is not in a good position right now. And I don't care if the Twitter bots say something different. They need money. Their games haven't done very well. This makes a lot of sense for them to go third party. They're going to find out. Once they do that, they're going to find out the hardware sales are shit. It doesn't matter. You can still sell the hardware and you can still make some money on it. But when you're putting Spider-Man on Xbox and the first day you sell 5 million copies, or hell, even 10. What if they sell 10 million copies on day one? you're going to guarantee that at every game that comes out after that was going to be multi-platform. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for everybody. It's a good thing for them. It's a good thing, because all these, oh God, it just, we get into it all the time, and consoles kind of suck, kind of a scam. But if you're going to buy one, it is super great that you're going to be able to play mostly everything. Nothing with an adult title, but
yeah.
the other stuff, So it's good stuff. All right, guys. Well, let's get out of here this week, and I got a feeling we're going to be talking about Collective Shout next week as well. So,
great.
Or at least Visa and MasterCard. So, see what goes on with that one. But thanks for dropping in. Nobody famous died this week, so that was really good. And we'll be back next week, and we're going to change our day to Tuesday. Is that right? We're going to be doing, it's going to be Tuesdays now. Tuesdays we'll have audio, and then Wednesday, if I'm not lazy, we'll have video. So see you then. Thanks.
Nice.
Yep.
See you guys.